on board here. A copy of our ship's paperwork along with our emergency checkoff list is located inside the main cabin, all the way forward under glass. In a couple of minutes, one of your deckhands will come around the boat. They'll show you how to properly wear one of our life jackets and where they're located throughout our vessel just in case of an emergency. We do have 4 bathrooms on board located towards the back of the lower level under the staircase. They're not like your house toilets. To flush them, there's a foot pedal at the base on the lower right corner. You just gently press that down for a couple seconds. And again, if you missed it on the docks, for your safety, anytime you stand up or move around the boat, you need to hold on to something bolted or welded down. Don't hang on to your neighbor, it just causes a domino effect and everybody falls down. We also need to keep both feet flat on the deck at all times, so there's no running, jumping, standing up on benches, sitting on the backs of them, or lifting up smaller children. And again, if anyone feels seasick or nauseous, you need to go outside into the fresh air and towards the back of the lower level where you'll experience the least amount of motion. Again, don't get sick inside the main cabin, inside any of the bathrooms, or on the upper deck. You need to make your way towards the back of the lower level, shoot for distance, and feed the fish back there. Like I mentioned, you guys are going to have crew down on deck. You're going to have Matt, Jacob, and Lori. You're welcome to wave one of them over if you guys need anything throughout the trip. And at this point, if you could give your deck crew your full attention, they're going to go over life jackets with you.
Grab the handles, pull them out, they'll be aligned on the very bottom there. So go ahead and put one on, you're just going to take it, spread it out, head's going right down the center, strap's going behind your back under your arms, taking this clip and it's going into the front D-ring here. Tighten it to whatever's comfortable for you and you're all set to go. In the event that you feel any sort of motion sickness at all, you want to make your way down the stairs. It's going to be more stable down there. Best place for you to feel better quicker. If you guys have any questions throughout the trip, feel free to ask me or Matt. We'll be around. Thank you.
보여줄게요. 이거는 멀미, 배멀미 예방 시계.
As we exit the harbor, we're going to have some of our first sightings off to the left. You guys are going to see some California sea lions that are hauled out on the rock wall to rest and warm up for the day. They're very social animals. Oftentimes they pile right on top of each other, saving a little bit of energy by sharing their body heat that way. Our population of these sea lions are mostly juvenile males. The adult males and the females will tend to hang out along the warmer breeding grounds or the rookeries, which is the Channel Islands, Southern California, and Mexico. These males can get up to about 8 feet long, and they can weigh close to 900 pounds. But our population is mostly males under the age of 5. A lot of the year, this rock wall is covered with California sea lions, but this is the time of year where the Brandt's cormorants take over. These black birds are currently in their nesting season, so you're going to see a lot of nests built along the tops of the rocks, and you might see some cute little chicks in those nests. This rock wall is one of the very few close-to-shore nesting grounds for this species of bird, so I feel pretty special that we get to see these cute chicks so close to the shore. Now you guys didn't get on the boat to see birds and sea lions that are going to hang out on the rock wall all day long, so we're going to head offshore in the hopes of finding you some whales. Once we're with wildlife, the best way to get you guys looking in the right direction will be to turn our boat into the face of a clock. Off the front end, or our bow, is 12 o'clock. Halfway down the right or starboard side is 3 o'clock. Off the back end or stern is 6 o'clock. And halfway up the left or port side is 9 o'clock.
여기는 괜찮은데 넘어가라.
If you guys are going to be riding at the front of the boats, we prefer that you guys grab a seat up there just so it's easier for us to get up to speed and travel. At some point, if it gets a little swelly, we might require you guys to grab a seat up there, but it'd be safest if you took a seat only if you rode at the very front of the boat or the bow. As we get offshore, it is going to get a little bumpier. We are going to cruise past historic Cannery Row as we cruise out off to the left. It wasn't always all these hotels and restaurants that we have out here today. Back in the early 1900s, Monterey was the 3rd biggest fishing port in the world. We had a fleet of over 100 vessels that operated out of here, and this part of the bay was lined with over 40 different canneries, targeting squid, anchovies, and sardines. Throughout World War I and World War II, Monterey was considered to be the sardine capital of the world, and it was just as famous for smelling like it. Just as those sardines started to experience a natural downturn in their population, we simultaneously increased the fishing effort in an attempt to feed those soldiers during World War II. So within a span of about 5 years, we ended up completely overfishing the population of sardines out here. All those canneries essentially died off with them. There was a small revival of those canneries about a decade later, but ultimately the last one shut down in 1973. Before those canneries closed is when famous author John Steinbeck came through the area. He fell in love with some of the people that he met out here in Monterey and went on to write his novel, Cannery Row. That ended up giving this place its famous name. Since the crash of those canneries, all 3 of those species have rebounded, and we do have healthy, very regulated fisheries open for our squid, sardines, and anchovies here in the bay. So as we continue to cruise out, I will make sure to hop on the microphone if we see any wildlife along the way. But until then, you guys can just sit back